Hello everyone, today I'm going to teach you a very easy way to make scones. First you need 2 cups of flour. First I'm going to measure 2 cups of flour. So after you get your 2 cups of flour, you can pour it into your medium-sized mixing bowl. Next you need 1/3 cup of sugar. So I'll take this and then 1/3 cup of sugar and then pour it into the mixing bowl. You get 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Don't get it confused with baking soda. And then you need 1/4 a teaspoon of baking soda. Of course, don't forget your 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
If you need it. Again.
So next you're going to take your butter and then you can use a pastry cutter to mash it up. So what I'm going to do is cut the butter up into smaller portions so that it's easier to mash. Alright. Pastry device and begin to mash your butter. If you get stuck on the pastry cutter, you can just move it off with your knife. Mash the butter. Mash the butter. If you want to, you can use your fingers to work in the butter. Squeeze the butter and help it to spread. So after you're done grinding up the butter into the flour and sugar, you can begin your next part. So you're going to need a small bowl. This is the part where you get to use the sour cream and egg. So you take your sour cream. I'm going to be using yogurt because it's a little bit healthier and I like the taste more. Measure out 1/2 cup of sour cream. First you're going to need to measure out 1/2 cup of your ingredient. So I'm going to take this. You can pour it into your small mixing bowl. And this is the part where you use the large egg. Your large egg, fresh from my chickens. Crack it right in there. Here is my whisk. So now you get to whisk up your liquids. Stir them up really well. Alright, so now you're going to take your liquid and then pour it into your powders. So you can get a white spatula like this and just pour it all in. Got all of that liquid in there. Use this whisker and then stir it up. At this stage in the game, it might be a good idea to preheat your oven. So I'm going to preheat my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So after you've gotten it all stirred together, what you can do now is apply it to a surface. And what I've done here, as you can see, is I laid a piece of saran wrap against my counter so that I can work here without getting the counter dirty. It's easy to clean up and it also makes a clean surface. So what you want to do is take some flour and then sprinkle it over whatever surface you're on so that it doesn't stick to that surface, because spatula and then work out this big clump of dough. And what you can do now is add your fruits or nuts, or both if you like fruit and nuts. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of blueberries to my scones because I like blueberry scones. What do you like? You can add cranberries, walnuts, apricots, any fruit or nut that you like that's dried and preserved. Go in there just great. Dump it in, and then we knead it into your dough. You want to work it in there. So as I've been rolling this, you can see that my preheated oven has reached 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Awesome. Ball. Get into a nice little ball like this. See this? big hunk of dough.
Oops, there's your head.
Beautiful. And then you're going to place it on top of it like that. And then it out to about 7 to 8 inches, depending on if you want your scones thick or thin. We have our dough bowl rolled out, flattened on top of our cooking surface. So what you can do now is you take your knife and cut it into triangles of about whatever size you want. So now, just an added treat, just take some sugar and then sprinkle your sugar over your scones. Looking scones, you place them inside the oven and you put the cooking. And now, while you wait, you can clean up your mess. There we go, and it is finished. Oh, and voila! Your scones are done. That is how you make blueberry scones.